Hi, I'm Zonstar, and welcome to another broadcast of the Infidel, the news for all of us who've supposedly chosen hell over heaven, the news for the damned. Rick Joyner will not even listen to his own followers. They told him to stop giving warnings of calamitous events, and yet Rick Joyner has decided to ignore the pleas from his own followers. His last forecast of doom and gloom is typical of the man. This time he's warning West Coast Americans that there will soon be a horrendous earthquake that will bring ruin to the country. And why will this earth-shaking event take place? Because of America's policies regarding Israel. In an email, he asks that everybody pray with him to ask God for more time before the calamity hits the West Coast. There's a real sense of urgency in his message, claiming that he has felt an ever-increasing grief for his countrymen living in the western part of the country. Not long after the Japanese earthquake, he had prophesied that the tremors would unleash demonic Nazism in the United States. He feared that the American debts would be called by Japan in order to help rebuild the Asian country, thus unleashing an economic catastrophe that would open the door to the forces of evil. The president of Focus on the Family gives his support to Rick Santorum. James Dobson, founder of the conservative group Focus on the Family, has made a surprise appearance by Rick Santorum's side during a campaign rally in Colorado. Some believe Dobson's move was intended to prove that the Christian right isn't completely dead. However, this was a move that helped prove yet again that the Republican candidate wants to appear as the frontrunner amongst social conservatives. But any hopes on Santorum's part that he was going to get the support of Focus on the Family organization were quickly dashed when Dobson made it clear that he was present as a private citizen. He also added that neither Mitt Romney nor Newt Gingrich were authentic conservatives, and that Santorum was the only real option. The Right-Wing Watch group believes that James Dobson is doing this because the Roman Catholic candidate has previously said that he disapproved of Gingrich's third wife, Callista. The president of Focus on the Family wants his country to be led by a man who cares about the moral integrity of America.
AtheismTV. News, events, community, entertainment, debates, conferences, and more. A massive repository of over 3,000 recent and fascinating atheist videos from all over the internet. Or watch The Infidel, our own regular news show. Visit the shopping area and buy something for that special atheist in your life. Rent captivating shows, movies, and documentaries directly in your browser. AtheismTV, the world's #1 source of atheist videos.
Bishop Eddie Long is crowned king. After the scandal of a few years ago, when several men accused him of sexual improprieties when they were teenagers and the recent divorce by his wife, a lot of people thought that Bishop Eddie Long should lay low for a while. But this wasn't to be. In a recent move that has surprised many of people of many faiths, he had himself crowned king in an elaborate ceremony in his megachurch. In a YouTube video, link below, he can be seen in his New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Lithonia, Georgia, with a supposed messianic preacher named Ralph Messer. Rabbi Messer instructed men to wrap Long in the ritual Jewish shawl called tallis. He then announced to the crowd, "He's a king, God has blessed him, he's a humble man, but in him is kingship, in him is royalty, in him was a land of Israel." After this proclamation, Bishop Long was humbly raised up on a throne to great applause from his followers. Various Jewish representatives were quick to express their disapproval, even among the Messianic Jews. Rabbi David Schiff of Congregation Beth Hallel was very thorough in his condemnation. Ralph Messer in no way represents Messianic Judaism. He is not affiliated with any legitimate branch of Messianic Judaism. His actions in no way reflect the position of Messianic Judaism. A French court upholds a fraud conviction against the Church of Scientology. It all began with a young woman's legal complaint because she claimed the Church of Scientology had made her take out loans of $28,000 for books, courses, and purification packages. When she decided to leave the church, she asked for her money back. However, Scientology leaders would not meet any of her requests, including the one about leaving the church. She and 2 other plaintiffs went to court and dealt them a severe blow. The case was heard in 2009, and a fraud conviction was handed to Ron Hubbard's followers, and they were also handed a fine of close to $800,000. An appeal was heard last January, and the court decided to uphold the previous conviction. This time, the prosecution asked for fines of nearly $2 million, but the judge decided that the initial punishment was satisfactory for the crime. Back in 2009, the prosecutors had tried to disband Scientology altogether, but the judge didn't think it was feasible because church members would have kept gathering anyway. I'm Zonstar, and that's all the news for today. Come back Friday for more News for the Damned.